chosen one, amid the changes quietly unfolding around you. The first thing I want you to do is not to panic, but to pause, listen, and return to the deep peace within. I know there are days when life seems to move too quickly. When familiar things suddenly become fragile, people's hearts change, relationships grow difficult to understand, and you no longer know which direction to take. It is precisely in those moments that I send Archangel Michael, my faithful messenger, courageous protector, and executor of my will, to stand near you as a reminder that you have not been abandoned amid the upheaval. Michael's presence is not meant to make you afraid of what is approaching, but to awaken steadfastness, awareness, and trust within you, so that even when the road ahead is not completely clear, you may know that I am still guiding every step through my unchanging love. I want you to understand that a warning from heaven is not an angry shout, nor is it a threat intended to force you into anxiety. A genuine warning always comes with mercy. It is like a gentle hand resting upon your shoulder when you are moving too quickly in a direction that no longer brings peace. It is a tender voice asking you to reconsider the choices, relationships, habits, and thoughts that have quietly exhausted you. I do not come to condemn you for the times you were wrong, but to help you recognize that you can still choose again. You can still return. You can still stop something unhealthy before it goes too far. You can still apologize, restore boundaries, release bitterness, and open the way to a better way of living. Some disruptions in life do not come to destroy you, but to reveal what is no longer stable. When a door closes, you often see only the immediate loss, while I see the wide horizon waiting beyond it. When someone leaves, you may feel abandoned, but sometimes their departure releases you from a cycle in which you were losing yourself. When a plan fails, you may begin to doubt your worth, but I want you to remember that the failure of one plan is not the failure of your entire life. What does not happen according to your wishes is not necessarily working against you. There are times when I allow you to slow down, so that you do not continue along a road that is not right for you. There are times when I allow truth to be exposed, so that you will no longer build hope upon illusion. Therefore, do not immediately interpret every change as disaster. Learn to look at it with discernment. Ask what within you needs to be healed, what needs to be released, what needs to be corrected, and what must be preserved with all your faithfulness. I do not want you to live as someone constantly expecting something terrible to happen. I want you to live as someone who prepares the mind through wisdom, nourishes the heart with gratitude, and keeps life in order. When you live uprightly, love sincerely, accept responsibility, and remain willing to listen, you do not need to tremble before the future. The deepest preparation is not found in correctly predicting every event, but in becoming calm enough, kind enough, and strong enough to face whatever comes with faith. I know there were times when you felt that you had to carry everything alone. You tried to appear strong, even when everything within you longed to rest. You smiled so that others would feel reassured, while you had no one with whom to share your own heart. There were nights when you lay quietly in the darkness, remembering old mistakes, painful words, and opportunities you believed you had lost. Yet, my beloved, I do not look at you through the eyes of the past. I look at you through the eyes of a love that continues shaping you each day. What you endured does not make you less valuable. Your wounds do not make you a failure. They only show that you have traveled through difficult places and are still here, still learning to trust, and still desiring to become better. Today I want you to stop running from what needs to be faced. If there is pain within you that has never been named, courageously acknowledge it. If you have carried anger for too long, understand that holding on to anger does not change the other person. It only forces you to continue carrying their weight. If you have hurt someone, do not allow pride to prevent you from speaking sincerely. If someone has hurt you, you are not required to call what was wrong right, but you can choose not to let their actions control the remaining years of your life. Forgiveness does not mean returning to the place that exhausted you. Forgiveness means placing the burden back into my hands and allowing your heart to move forward without remaining bound by hatred. I also want you to learn how to forgive yourself. You are often gentle with others, but unreasonably harsh toward yourself. You remember your unwise moments for a long time, yet forget that you acted according to the understanding you possessed then. I am not asking you to deny responsibility. I am teaching you something deeper. Acknowledge your mistakes, make changes, and continue forward. Genuine repentance is not endless self-punishment. It is a change in direction. It is the moment when you stop justifying what was wrong, while also refusing to use that wrong as a reason to deny every good thing within you. You do not need to live forever beneath the shadow of one former decision. When you sincerely change, you have already begun writing a new chapter. Archangel Michael stands as a symbol of the courage I desire to awaken within you. Courage does not mean the absence of fear. It means continuing to choose what is right, while fear tries to make you smaller. Perhaps you need courage to leave an environment that takes away your peace. Perhaps you need courage to speak the truth with gentleness. Perhaps you need courage to begin again, learn something new, change a habit, or admit that you need help. Do not consider seeking support a sign of weakness. A mature person is not someone who can do everything alone, but someone who knows when to open their heart, receive wise counsel, and remain among sincere people. I want you to be cautious of voices that make you confused, diminish your worth, or pressure you to act impulsively. Guidance that comes from me does not blind you. It gives you greater clarity. It does not cause you to hate others. It teaches you to maintain boundaries while preserving compassion. It does not make you arrogant by convincing you that you are more special than everyone else. It reminds you that every person is carrying a private battle and deserves to be treated with mercy. When advice causes turmoil within you, pause. Do not decide while angry, desperate, or excessively excited. Rest, pray, consider carefully, and observe the results that the choice may produce. What is good does not usually require you to lose your peace in order to obtain it. The changes around you may be inviting you to live with greater awareness. Examine the way you use your time. Have you spent too many hours comparing yourself with others, only to end the day feeling that you are never good enough? Have you allowed comments, images, and unfamiliar standards to determine your worth? My beloved, your life is not measured by how quickly you surpass someone else. I do not lead everyone along the same path. Some bloom early, while others require many seasons to establish roots. Some are seen, while others are refined in quietness. Do not consider a silent season meaningless. Many great transformations begin through small decisions no one witnesses. Waking and choosing gratitude, restraining a harmful word, completing something you once postponed, caring for your body, keeping a promise, and acting kindly when no one applauds. I do not ask you to become perfect in a single day. I invite you to become faithful in small things. Begin by bringing your life back into order. Simplify what creates confusion. Reconsider commitments that are no longer right. Establish limits in relationships sustained only through exploitation. Gradually replace habits that draw you away from peace. Do not attempt to change everything at once, because lasting transformation is usually built through humble choices repeated each day. A gentle word today, patience tomorrow, and a right decision made while no one is watching are all quietly forming a new person within you. Remember also that not every battle requires your participation. Some misunderstandings cannot be corrected through argument. Some people have already decided to view you through their prejudice, and the more you explain, the more exhausted you become. I am not asking you to remain silent before injustice, but I am teaching you to distinguish between defending truth and trying to win recognition from those who do not want to listen. Sometimes your strength is found in speaking. Sometimes it is found in leaving calmly. Sometimes you need conversation. Sometimes you need distance. Wisdom is knowing what belongs to your responsibility and what must be returned to me. My beloved, you are standing before a crossroads that may shape the long road ahead. What I want you to recognize is not a competition between two paths, but the difference between continuing to live within familiar limitations and courageously entering a life of greater maturity, clarity, and purpose. One road may appear safe because you already know every turn, but it may also keep you imprisoned within old habits, old fears, and ways of thinking that caused you to diminish yourself. The other road is not yet fully visible, but it holds opportunities for growth, healthier relationships, wiser choices, and progress that has been delayed because you did not believe you could begin again. I do not stand before you pressuring you to run. I stand beside you to help you see clearly, steady your heart, and walk with calm faith. I know you have often wondered why certain things still have not arrived, even though you worked, waited patiently, and prayed with complete sincerity. Some doors are slow to open, not because you have been forgotten, but because things within you still need to be put in order. Some opportunities cannot remain for long while you continue doubting your worth, returning easily to choices that exhaust you, or allowing fear to make your decisions. I do not withhold goodness in order to make you sad. I am teaching you to become steady enough to receive what is good without losing your peace, destroying it through suspicion, or using it to prove that you are greater than anyone else. This crossroads begins first within your thinking. You can continue believing that the past has already determined the future, or you can understand that every new day gives you the ability to choose again. You can continue carrying the words that wounded you and allowing them to become your inner voice, or you can begin replacing them with the truth that you still have value, still possess the ability to learn, and still deserve a healthy life. You can continue waiting for another person's approval before moving forward, or you can act with responsibility, humility, and faith, even when no one applauds you. I am not asking you to deny the hardships you have endured. I know there were times when you gave your best and still received disappointment. I know there were people who promised to remain beside you, but left when you needed them most. I know you opened your heart and later had to gather together the broken pieces of trust. These things leave marks, and sometimes those marks cause you to stand before a new opportunity while fearing that history will repeat itself. Yet, my beloved, Wisdom does not mean closing your heart completely. Wisdom means moving more slowly, observing more carefully, keeping clearer boundaries, and refusing to place your future into the hands of people who have not demonstrated sincerity. During this season of transition, Archangel Michael is the faithful messenger I send as an image of protection, courage, and steadfastness. Michael does not live your life or make decisions in your place, but his presence reminds you that you do not need to bow before invisible fears trying to pull you backward. Whenever you feel too weak to change, remember that courage is not the feeling of no longer being afraid. Courage is choosing what is right, even while your heart remains unsettled. It is refusing to return to a relationship that caused you to lose self-respect. It is apologizing instead of defending your pride. It is beginning again with work, a habit, a plan, or a way of living, even though you do not know exactly how everything will unfold. I want you to understand correctly. The blessings and breakthroughs you desire, they are not limited to money, position, reputation, or achievements that cause others to notice you. A blessing may be a mind no longer ruled by the past. It may be the ability to sleep peacefully without carrying resentment. It may be a family that learns to speak respectfully. It may be work that matches your character and abilities. It may also be the maturity to recognize that not everything you once wanted was truly good for you. When you view blessing only through what can be counted, you overlook many gifts quietly appearing in daily life. Some progress was delayed by circumstances, but some was delayed because you were not yet ready to leave what was familiar. You wanted a new life while holding on to old habits. You wanted peace while continuing to participate in unnecessary arguments. You wanted respect while still allowing others to cross your boundaries. You wanted maturity while fearing the responsibilities that accompany it. I do not say this to blame you. I say it because I want you to recognize that many doors are not opened by passive waiting, but by sincere changes made within yourself. Look carefully at what is distracting you. Perhaps you have spent so much time observing the lives of others that you no longer have enough attention to build your own. Perhaps you continually compare your progress with carefully selected images and conclude that everyone is moving faster than you. Yet you do not know what they have sacrificed, how many years they have traveled, or which wounds they conceal behind an appearance of success. You were not called to become a copy of anyone else. Your pace may be slow, but as long as you continue moving toward what is good, every step possesses value. The focus I desire from you does not mean becoming so tense that you no longer permit yourself to rest. Focus means knowing what truly matters and ceasing to waste energy upon what does not serve that purpose. If you desire a healthy life, focus on healthy choices. If you desire lasting relationships, learn honest communication, careful listening, and respect for one another's boundaries. If you desire professional growth, develop your abilities, keep your promises, and fulfill responsibilities even when no one is checking. If you desire peace, stop nurturing imaginary conversations with the people who wounded you. At times, you will need to say no to things that once appeared extremely attractive. Some opportunities shine brightly, but require you to sacrifice dignity, health, or honorable principles. Some invitations make you feel valued but conceal exploitation. Some paths promise quick results, but require you to ignore troubling signs. I do not want you to choose merely because you are afraid of being left behind. What is suitable for you will not require you to betray your deepest values. Examine the fruit of a choice. Does it make you more upright or more deceptive, more peaceful or more chaotic, more responsible or more selfish? You also need to remain patient with yourself in this season. Someone who has lived in fear for many years cannot instantly become completely confident after one decision. A heart that has endured many wounds needs time to learn trust again. A long-established habit does not disappear merely because you understand that it is harmful. Do not assume that all your efforts are meaningless when you return briefly to an old pattern. When you fall, rise sooner. When you recognize that you are returning to former thinking, gently redirect yourself. Progress is not always a straight line. Some days you will feel strong, and on others you will feel weary. But what matters is that you do not abandon the right direction. I want you to look deeply into your fear of failure. Often you do not move forward not because you lack ability, but because you fear the shame you may feel if things do not work. You fear others saying that you were wrong. You fear losing time, effort, or the image you worked hard to maintain. Yet, my beloved, a life devoted only to avoiding mistakes often misses many opportunities for growth. You do not need to act recklessly, but you must accept that every worthwhile choice contains some uncertainty. Prepare carefully, seek counsel, consider the consequences, and then move. Do not require yourself to know every answer. Before beginning, the new road may not lead where you once imagined. I may guide you toward another goal that is more suitable for the person you are becoming. Do not become so attached to one particular form that you miss the greater meaning. You may have prayed for a particular job, while what you truly need is a workplace that respects you and allows you to grow. You may have wanted someone to return, while what you truly need is to learn self-respect and build more mutual relationships. You may have believed success meant being known by many people, only to discover that a meaningful life does not need to be loud. I want you to cross this turning point with gratitude. Be grateful for the old road, because it taught you lessons that ease could not teach. Be grateful for rejection, because it forced you to reconsider what was truly suitable. Be grateful even for those who did not remain, because their absence sometimes helped you recognize those who genuinely value you. Gratitude does not make what hurt you right, but it helps you recover meaning from what happened. When you become grateful, you no longer view the past as a prison. You see it as a school whose lesson has been completed. Forgive those who once obstructed you, but do not return their authority to continue doing so. Forgiveness and boundaries can exist together. You can release resentment while maintaining distance. You can wish another person well without allowing them access to every part of your life. I want you to possess a tender heart, but not one that is easily exploited. Genuine love does not require you to accept every behavior. Sometimes the wisest expression of love is clearly stating what you will no longer tolerate. Forgive yourself for the choices that delayed you. You cannot reverse time, but you can use today's understanding to build tomorrow. Do not remain forever before the door of the past, asking why you did not know what no one had taught you then. Accept responsibility for what you did, repair what can be repaired, apologize where an apology is needed, and then permit yourself to continue living. Healthy guilt leads to transformation. Self-condemnation only keeps you trapped in despair. I do not want you to make mistakes your identity. You were wrong at certain times, but you are not merely the sum of those wrongs. The most important crossroads is not somewhere outside you. It appears every morning when you awaken and decide which thoughts you will nourish. It appears when you stand before words that can heal or wound. It appears when you can either delay or begin. It appears when you choose to keep a promise or search for an excuse. Life is not changed only by one dramatic moment. It is shaped by hundreds of small decisions repeated quietly. Do not despise one well-lived day. One good day joined to another eventually becomes a new season. If you do not know where to begin, start with what is nearest. Put your living space in order so that it offers a sense of calm. Complete one task you have delayed. Call the person to whom you need to apologize. Stop following content that continually leads you into comparison and steals your peace. Spend time caring for your body, resting, and eating properly. Write down what you desire to change and choose one small step you can take today. You do not need to solve your entire life in one morning. You only need to remain faithful to the present step. When you encounter resistance, do not immediately conclude that you chose the wrong road. A right path may still contain steep hills. A good decision may still require sacrifice. Learning a new skill may make you feel clumsy. Establishing boundaries may disappoint some people. Living uprightly may cost you unhealthy advantages. Do not use temporary discomfort as the only measure of a decision. Look at the person it is forming within you. If it is helping you become more honest, disciplined, compassionate, and free, you may be moving in the right direction, even if the journey is not easy. I also want you to know when to rest. Faith does not mean forcing yourself to remain active continually. There are times when you need to pause so that your heart can recover and your mind can become clear. Rest does not cause you to lose opportunities. Exhaustion is far more likely to make you miss what matters. When you are too tired, you may interpret gentle correction as an attack, treat a small obstacle as a disaster, or make a decision only to escape pressure. Therefore, care for the rhythm of your life. Endurance is not built by burning yourself out in a short period, but by preserving strength for a long journey. My beloved, what has been delayed is not necessarily lost forever. Yet I do not want you to wait passively for a miracle to replace your responsibility. Do what you can do. Learn what you need to learn, correct what needs. Correction, seek help when necessary. Revise your plan if the former approach no longer works. Genuine faith does not make you passive. It helps you act without allowing fear to control you. Plant through diligent work, water through patience, and allow the result to mature in its proper time. When others doubt you, do not spend your entire life trying to prove them wrong. Live rightly and allow the results to speak. Your attention is too valuable to waste trying to win arguments that lead nowhere. Some people will believe you only after witnessing lasting change, and that requires time. Others may never change their opinion, regardless of what you do. Accept this: you were not created to control every thought in another person's mind. You were called to accept responsibility for your own attitude, choices, and actions. Now look forward with eyes no longer covered by what has passed. The new road does not require you to become a stranger to yourself. It invites you to return to the most genuine, courageous, and compassionate part of who you are. Carry the lessons, but leave bitterness behind. Carry wisdom, but leave the obsession with controlling everything. Carry gratitude, but do not bring the belief that you are unworthy of a new beginning. I am leading you not toward a life without trials, but toward a way of living in which trials can no longer easily steal your dignity and faith. I want you to become someone who can stand firmly when plans change, adjust without despair, love without losing boundaries, dream without despising small work, and succeed without losing humility. This is the deeper breakthrough. Not only a change in outward circumstances, but a change in the way you walk through every circumstance. Therefore, courageously choose the road that will help you grow, even when it is not the easiest road. Release the habits that have kept you stagnant, the self-accusing words that have stolen your hope, and the relationships that keep you trapped in an old version of yourself. Forgive those who once stood in your way. Forgive yourself for the times you hesitated. Stop using the past as proof that the future must also fail. You do not need to rush forward in confusion. Walk slowly, but do not turn back, merely because what is familiar is calling your name. I want you to preserve peace within every decision. Be grateful that today you still possess the ability to choose. Hope, because genuine change can still begin with one small step. Trust that whatever is built through sincerity, perseverance, and love will possess value, even when the results do not arrive immediately. Archangel Michael remains a symbol of protection and courage upon this journey, but I am the Father who is gently leading you, correcting you, and helping you stand firmly. Move forward with a lighter heart, clearer eyes, and a deeper determination. Remain kind when life does not unfold according to your wishes. Keep your word when no one is watching. Love without erasing yourself. Work faithfully, rest gratefully, and begin each day with the hope that you can become better than you were yesterday. This crossroads is not a place you need to fear. It is the place where you learn to choose with maturity. As you continue walking, every right decision will open a wider sky within you, where peace no longer depends entirely upon circumstances, faith is no longer easily shaken, and love becomes the strength guiding every good thing ahead.